Okay, you guys, my camera turned off. I'm not sure where it left off. Anyway, hopefully you guys saw most of what I did. Okay, this is where you end up. This is what you end up with at the end. Okay, this gusseted pocket. All right, so just as a recap, just in case, I'm not sure where my video cut off at. Just cut another one of these out, just so I can review this with you guys. We took the hinge and we put a hinge here, right? First. And then we open that up. Then we put a hinge here, and we took another hinge and we put it there, right? And then we glued this onto here and this onto here. And then that's how we came up with the gusset, okay? So now we're going to glue this inside of our page. And I hope that was clear. I'm telling you right now, when my phone turns off, it makes me so mad when I look up and the damn phone is off. I just want to like, whoo, scream. Okay. I want to scream. That's why I'm always checking my camera. I know people always like, why is she always checking her camera with her phone? Because I can't see, you know, the top of my, my phone to see if it's still taping. And I want to see if it's still taping. I want to make sure I'm in frame. Because what's the purpose if I'm not in frame? And what's the purpose if my thing cuts off? Anyway. All right. So, here we are. So now let's go ahead and glue this down. And I always tell you guys this, if my camera turns off, just go to the next part. And if it's not up yet, it'll be up soon. I do all this in parts, so. So if you guys have noticed, I do it in about 30-minute videos. Which I was really concerned about, like I should probably be stringing all these videos together. But then I thought, you know what? Having part 1, part 2, part 3, that's kind of nice. Because then you don't have to watch the whole thing at one time. You can watch things 30 minutes at a time. So, I'm probably going to keep them separated. Plus, that gives me more videos with YouTube. So. Okay, so I love that. So now we have the pocket, see? And there's a nice gusset. See, doing all that gives me a nice gusset. See how it opens up nicely? I can shove a lot of stuff in there. See? Nice and loose. Okay. I can shove a lot of good tags in there. And then on the edge here, I can go back and forth and this isn't going to rip. So it's very nice. Okay, one other thing we're going to do to this page before we go on to making our first tag is I need to edge up with my, need to do some black shading everywhere around the edges. I always say this, you can use a black color stick. I pulled some things out. You can use a black gelato by Faber-Castell. You could use a watercolor pencil like this. You can use a Stabilo, which is like a watercolor pencil. And they're all water soluble. Now this isn't water soluble. You could also use an oil pastel. It's not water soluble. But you just put it on and just rub it with your finger. So that could be good to use too. So I just like to always give you guys a million different choices because not everybody has all the same stuff. You could probably even use some black acrylic paint. So, all right. So, oh wait, this is the one I want to use. This is my gelato. I want to use just Jane Davenport's color sticks. She makes them to look like lipsticks. All her new line looks like cosmetics. It's really cool. Really, really, really cool. Okay. And we're just going to blend all that out, creating us a nice little black bordering going around everywhere. Okay, and we'll come down to the bottom here and do the same thing. So you can use your spit, how I do. Or you can wet your finger with the baby wipe so that you can, or wet it with a little bit of water. But I think it's faster to do with your spit, so I do. I love saying that. Okay, I know I have a weird sense of humor. Do I want to do that to the edges of my pocket? And I think I do. Just to kind of give, oh, I didn't want to do that. Just to give it a little finishing on the edge here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and smoke it out. This is what I call smoking it out. Smoke out. It's a smoke out without all the nicotine. Okay, this right here needs a little bit more. There we go. That just gives it a little more finishing right there. And I think that looks fabulous. I love it. Okay, so now we have our pocket. Okay, look at the gusset on there. See how it just really, really opens up big for you? Okay, so, oh, I need to put my little saying right here. My little saying, my little quote. And I don't know if I have that out. You know what we'll do is I'll get my quote and everything on the next video, because I got to look for the stamp that I want to use for that. Okay, so let's put this away, and we're going to make our first tag to go into the pocket, right? All right, so let's put this away. We don't need that right now. The first one we're going to do, because a lot of people said they loved this one the most, is, it's going to be a little bit bigger than the last one. This here. This is a very textural mixed media tag. Isn't that fun? Okay, so we're going to make this one, but we're going to make it a little bit bigger. So, on all of the tags, what I suggest you use is some type of chipboard. Okay, but I'm not saying go in and buying the Tim Holtz expensive chipboard. Start saving stuff, like start saving cereal boxes, okay? This is great chipboard. Anything that comes in packaging, like this was some packaging. I don't remember what. And they almost came like this. I always had to cut them a little bit shorter. So I'm going to use, I have 3 of these, I think. Let me see. Where's the third one at? I have, oh yeah, here it is. I have 3 of them. Okay? And I cut them all down to the same size. I made sure they'll fit into that pocket we just created, okay? All right, so I'm going to put this one away, keep this one here. So we're going to create this tag here. All right. Let me put that over there. So the first thing that we need to do to create this tag is I always start with, it's just layering texture upon texture upon texture. So the first thing, and like I start with almost everything, we're just going to start with some, just papers like this, whatever. And we're going to build up our textures. Put all this away over here. Sure, keep checking my damn camera. Last time that thing just went off. Oh, that makes me mad. I haven't had it go off for a while since I thought I fixed my issue, so hopefully I'm not going to start having that issue again. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and start podging on. Do I want to use this side or the other side? We'll use this side. Let's just start podging. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? Okay, a lot of times you guys will see me, I'll do it and then I'll glue it down, then I'll put the Mod Podge on top. I don't want to put the Mod Podge on top this time because I don't want to have to wait for the podge to dry I want us to be able to go to the next step. So we'll do it like this so that we don't have to put the podge on the top. Okay. And what I like to do is I like to go beyond the the outer borders, so that we make sure we get everything covered. And then we can just cut whatever we don't want off. Okay. Now you guys seeing me on this over here on the side? Okay. When I go off camera, I have my magazine over here on the side, so you guys maybe aren't seeing that. So just know I'm over on the side just putting some glue. Yeah, I can come in a little closer. Now, I'm not too picky about it anyway, but I'm especially not picky about the pieces that I choose. Like a lot of times I'll try to mix up the pieces so that it's very, you know, textural as far as different colors. But I'm not caring because this is all going to be covered up. This is just being used just for texture. As my first base layer of texture. And because I like to start all my pieces like this, I just feel like when I lay down these pieces of paper, for some reason, they give my my artwork some soul. It's kind of a way to connect with your piece that you're making. For some people, it gets rid of that white page, which stresses them out. A white page anymore doesn't stress me out. It's just like, ooh, opportunity. What are we gonna do? Okay. And I don't worry that if things don't paste down perfectly, like if there are wrinkles, we welcome wrinkles, we welcome texture. So, if you have any wrinkles or texture, perfect. We're going to be creating a whole lot of texture. Now, all these techniques I'm doing with these 3 different tags we're going to make, you can take that and make that into an entire page, right? In fact, I think making tags is really fun. It's a great way to experiment with different techniques on a small scale and seeing how they work and then taking them to like an entire page. And if your we are working with a thick cardboard, but if it does start buckling at all, when you're done and it's all dry, just sit it under some phone books or some big heavy encyclopedias or dictionaries, just some heavy books, and it will flatten it out perfectly. Okay. Come off of there. Okay. I love these pieces of book note paper because look how brown they are. This was an old dictionary. Fabulous. I like these because it has really small words. It's a small little soft cover dictionary that I got like at a thrift store or whatever. And it was, I like the pages because they're really old looking. And you know what you can do is when you see those little small dictionaries like at Dollar Tree, pick them up and then throw them in your garage somewhere. Well, somewhere you can find it. But just throw it in your garage. It'll age out and the pages will turn yellow pretty quickly because it'll go through the moisture when it rains. It'll go through the heat. It'll go through the cold, and it'll brown out those pages perfectly. Okay. much time are we at? 15. Okay, we're good. All right. All right. And this piece right here will go perfect. My last piece. My num right here. See how much texture we've already gotten on this tag? Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to take my magazine and see, once you turn it, now you got another new surface to work from. So that's why I love, let me get myself a new baby wipe and wipe my hands off. That's why I love just magazines. We have a Las Vegas magazine that you get for free here. And so they're at all the grocery stores. So I pick them up for one, just to look for interesting pictures that I like to use in my artwork. And then after I do that, then I grab a couple of extra ones, about more pictures, and then use it for my artwork. All for free. Okay. Like, let's suppose you really don't have money to go buy some magazines, even at the thrift store for $1 or 50 cents. Go to the grocery store, and they got all kind of magazines there for free. So pick those up, and they got some cool images in the free magazines also. Okay, so let me just bend this back a little bit. It's starting to buckle a little bit. And you can just do this if it starts buckling too. Okay, so let's put all those little bits away. All right, next layer of texture. What we want to do? Okay, the next layer of texture, I'm going to, well, shoot, if I use pattern paper, I can use pattern paper. We're going to use pattern paper. Now, a lot of times what I do is I put my podge down and then I put my pattern paper down. But like I said, I don't have drying time. So, and this is going to create more texture. We're going to use hot glue to glue that down, which I really haven't done that before. But we're going to take some pattern paper. Love pattern paper. Use it for so many things. Okay. You know when you're giving out Happy Mail, if you have a lot of patterns, because I picked up a big tub of patterns for like $5 one time. I'll never run out of patterns. You can wrap this up and use it and wrap up your gifts when you give out Happy Mail. I always wrap it up in tissue paper, pattern paper, and people love that. Especially my mixed media friends, because they're like, oh, I can reuse this. You know us. We want to reuse everything. Okay, so I'm going to crumble it up a little bit. And let's go ahead and put some hot glue down. Oh, I got to get a... I had to get a new glue stick. Now, this is another way to make texture. And we're going to make texture with it, doing that. Okay, so put that down. You do not want to touch that, so use your spatula. Get them at Dollar Tree. And go like this. And just lay that down. And now you're creating a whole nother layer of texture, right? Without having to wait, because usually, like I said, I usually podge it down, but I don't have time for that. I'm making a video and I ain't got time for all that. And there might be some glue, some hot glue that's left over that didn't get underneath the tissue paper. Perfect. Let that dry and that'll be more texture. So we're doing is we're creating layers and layers and layers of texture. See? All right. Some people are like, it looks like you're creating a damn mess. Maybe. Okay. Now it's all gonna be good. I love doing this kind of stuff. It's exciting. Okay, see this right here? This, I don't know what the hell it is. Okay, I just I think it was I don't know what it is. But see, stuff like this, just save it. Because this creates texture. So whenever I find stuff like this, I just save it. Okay, so let me cut some of this off. With these fabulous Tim Holtz scissors. They are the bomb. You can cut fabric, you can cut metal. I mean, these scissors are ridiculous. I'm going to cut another piece of this. No, I'm not. I'm going to cut one. All right, so let's glue this on with some hot glue. Just right down the center. just kind of messily. And if it hangs over the edge, awesome. I don't cut everything off the edges. I let a lot of things hang over the edge. Like, look at this one, like this tag. See how this is hanging over? This is this stuff. So I think it looks cool. Okay, so again, there's another layer of texture, right? All right. Next. All right, this right here, this stuff is fabulous. This is, you can use cheesecloth, but I like this even better than cheesecloth. This is that stuff you get at Halloween time from Dollar Tree that people buy it. You buy a package of it. I wish I had a new pack, but I can't find my new packages of it. Anyway, they take this and then I don't know what they do with it, but anyway, it's that cloth they sell at Halloween time at Dollar Tree. Make sure you pick some up. You can get it in this color. You can also get it in black. This stuff is fabulous, especially for mixed media and adding texture. I have cheesecloth, but I actually like this better than cheesecloth because it starts falling apart because it's so cheap, which makes it better for texture for what we're doing. So I'm all for it falling apart. All right, so let's lay this in. Oh, is this too doubled? Okay. I can spread this out a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Spreading it out, but being careful at the same time because, you know, we're dealing with hot glue on the bottom here. Okay, so I'm going to put some more hot glue on this side. So this can get tackled down a little bit more. Okay, see how this is hanging over the sides? Perfect. And now you see why you need the spatula from, I like to get mine at Dollar Tree. Okay. I love this sheet. I'm going to use a little bit more of this stuff right up the top. And this is just really, really shreddy. If shreddy's a word. You get another glue stick. And for those who don't know, this is a big fat glue stick, or a big fat, it takes the big fat glue sticks, the glue gun I'm using right now. But if you use the one that takes the mini sticks, they sell glue sticks at Dollar Tree. And can I tell you for how long I didn't even know they sold glue sticks at Dollar Tree? I know. I found out about 2 years ago. My friends were like, they sell glue sticks here. I'm like, they do? I didn't know that. They're like, oh my God, Angela. As much as you shop here, I cannot believe you did not know that. I go, I can't believe I didn't know that either. Okay. So we're going to take this excess off of here and just kind of see how this ends up. Perfect. There we go. So we got a nice textural mess going, as some people would probably call it, but I love it. Okay, so there we go. Look how much texture we have on there. Now, looking at my video, I'm at about 23 minutes, so my video is going to probably cut you off and start a new video. So just go ahead and go to the next one. Okay, you guys, when this one cuts off. I try to pay attention to the time so I can let you know that it's about to cut off and to go to the next part. Whatever that is. 3, 4, whatever we'll be on. You guys are like, okay, Angela. What's next? Okay, I have some burlap. And I want to use this. I wanted to use, I don't know if I have a bigger piece of burlap anywhere. Oh, I do. Just a second. All right. I have another piece of burlap. I want the bigger piece. Sorry about that. But not this big a piece. So we need to cut this down. But messily. Like, I don't want this anywhere near perfect. See how that looks kind of messy? You can even fray it a little bit to make sure it looks messy and frayed. The kind of stuff I do is not for people who are perfectionists. We're going to lay that in right there. At all. Okay. I'm also going to show you guys how I made the heart. See the heart that's on there? It's a heart and it looks like it's been stitched back together. So it's it's the basic concept of it is, you know how we did the inside cover on both sides, how we just pasted down, how we made the patches. It's the same idea. So you just make a page full of patches on a piece of like cardboard on the back of a cereal box, and then draw a heart out and then cut that out and then draw your stitch lines in. And that's how you make this heart. So it's really super simple, okay? And I've already pre-made that heart here. And we'll talk about it once again slowly so I don't have to make this heart all over again, because I am going to have another video where we're just going to make hearts. So, but I'll explain it a little bit better when we get to that part. All right, so I have glued that on, right? So now look how much texture we have. Okay, we got a lot of good texture going on. Next, we're going to take some corrugated cardboard, okay? You can buy sheets of corrugated cardboard, or you could take a piece of cardboard from a box that you have, and of course, I think everybody knows it's just rip off like this part here, and underneath is this stuff, okay? I'll tell you an interesting story about some corrugated cardboard here in just a second. You guys are like, an interesting story about cardboard? What the hell, Angela? I know. I think I'm going to set this here. Yeah, because I'm just kind of pre-planning where I'm going to put my heart. And I think I want my heart to go right in the middle. And this will be a good base for that. Okay. All right. How I go to the back of stores because I'm a bum. No, I'm just kidding. I go to the back of stores to collect boxes because I have an eBay business and I need to get boxes. And I'm not going to pay for boxes. So I have a few stores where I always go and pick up my boxes. Well, in the garbage can was a huge sheet, and I mean huge, of this corrugated cardboard. A big thing. So you guys, I'm like, oh my God. It was like a poster size. So like a big, huge poster. And so I picked that stuff up. It's in my craft room, in my art studio right now. So I can have plenty of it. For free, you guys. It was in the garbage can. It was awesome. Olivia Hernandez was with me. We were shopping, and I had told her, I go, girl, I got to go grab some boxes really quick. It's Wednesday. I collect boxes on Wednesdays. She was like, oh, okay. Anyway, she knows me. Hey, Olivia. She knows I'm crazy. Okay. So now, we don't have that much texture right here. I'm going to add a little bit more of this right here. You guys, welcome to the next part, because I'm sure my video has changed over to the next one now. I switched over to a new video. All right. So I just added a little bit more texture right there. It needed it. I felt it in my soul. You guys are like, okay, Angela. You're feeling texture in your soul. All right, I never said I was normal. Next thing I want to do. What do I want to do next? Oh, okay. Next thing I want to do is I have some. Now, you don't have to use buttons. You can go in your craft room and look for whatever the hell you have, okay? You're just looking for things that have texture. Well, I have an obscene amount of buttons, okay? I used to buy buttons all the time at thrift stores. I don't buy them anymore because I have too many buttons. So, they're great to use in so much of our crafting and great in mixed media. So, I'm just going to flatten that out a little bit. So, what I want to do is I want to just throw in these buttons just for texture. And since we're doing hearts, look, I have all these heart buttons. Cool, huh? So we're going to use these. All right. And maybe some others, like this big old huge one here. I'm going to put that right there. Fabulous. Now, normally, if I'm using plastic or metal and I'm gluing them down, I like to use E6000. But because we're gluing them down onto paper or fabric, you can use hot glue, okay? And it will stay. Now, if you're gluing this to metal or gluing plastic to plastic or plastic to metal, no. But if you're gluing it down to paper or cardboard or fabric, it is a great base to use hot glue. Okay, even if you're gluing plastic down. I'll put that right there. And just keep gluing these things down. And nobody's going to be able to tell what they are exactly, because what we're going to do with all these different colors and all these different textures, we're going to take some gesso this all white, and then we're going to use our sprays. And that's how you get all the color on here, okay, if you haven't done this type of work before. And then, see the gold, we'll use some, not gold rub and buff, but I have another one that I like to use, Inca Gold. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will when we get there. No major, I'm going to put this big old button down here. Wouldn't this make a beautiful page, you guys? So we'll do a page like this too. Not just a tag. So eventually you'll see this in a page in my book. Okay, so we're just gluing these things down. Okay. It's kind of big to go. Oh, we'll put that here. Put this one here. Okay. And I think we'll just do one more. What the hell? Right there. Okay. And like I said, you can use broken pieces of jewelry. You can use whatever you want. Okay, it does not have to be. It doesn't have to be buttons. Looks like you're like, I don't have any buttons. Go find broken pieces of jewelry in your jewelry box. But if you're a crafter, most likely you have tons of bits and bobs of everything everywhere. You could even just use some stones from your yard, like some little small fine pieces of gravel, and put that on. They sell, I'll show you, at Dollar Tree, and I could have used some of these and I didn't. They sell, well, these are actually from the ocean, from Pebble Beach in California, okay? And I collected those. I'm crazy. Let me show you what else. These white stones here, I got at Dollar Tree. This whole thing from Dollar Tree. That's what they look like.